Hi, my name's Richard Harding, and I'm tired of being a fat ass. So I'm going to try to lose some weight. And I have started this. I can't switch this over. I have started this Unicity, if you can see that deal, which is supposed to be healthy and whatever. But I'm going to try to eat healthy as well. And so I'm going to make some spinach and some soft-boiled eggs, and I'm gonna, for flavor, put a little bit of onion in there. So I don't know if you can see that. I'm just gonna slice these up and put them in the skillet. Saute them a little bit. And I'm gonna put a little garlic, and I have some smoked turkey that I'm going to put in with it. And that's going to be my first meal on my diet. So, let's see how all this is going to work. Flip you over here so you can see. Let these go in here. And put just a little bit of olive oil in there with it. And turn that up a drop. Maybe about 6. We're going to let that saute for a little bit, and then I'm going to get back with you. If you can see that in here. Get those things going here. Spread them out a little bit. We've got a big cast iron skillet because I'm going to put my spinach in here, and it takes a lot of spinach to make a little dab of spinach. So I've got a great big skillet here. Then I'm going to do it all in. I'm going to boil some eggs too, so I'm going to get that started while this is sauteing. All right, I'm having spinach tonight, and I've already started some onions. I'm just sauteing some onions, and I'm going to boil some eggs. I'm putting a little bit of salt in there because I'm going to crack the egg, not crack it, but put a little hole in it. Is a trick that I've heard would help make the peel come off. So I think you're supposed to, on the big end, cut a little hole, a little pinhole, like that. That's not the right end. On the narrow end. I'm going to do a lot of these eggs because I want them to be I don't know which end though. I thought it was that's it. Oh, this end. I've never done this before. I've boiled eggs a lot. But anyway, sometimes you have a hard time peeling them if they're not like a little bit older eggs. So, I'm gonna get these little boogers, try this little tried thing. I shouldn't do all of them that way, but I'm going to. Ooh, that's a big crack. They all gonna spill out in the pan. Gee, they do. Sometimes I sing to myself. I always talk to myself. And that one feels empty. We're going to get that going. I'm going to let that start boiling before I do it because I'm going to do it just for a short period of time so that it doesn't overdo. I don't want hard-boiled eggs. I want really, really soft-boiled eggs. I'm going to get back to you in just a minute. Now, I've got some turkey breast that has been smoked. And I've lost my knife. Here it is. And I buy it already smoked because I don't have a good smoker. But when I buy it, I don't have them slice it because it gets dried out. So I'm going to slice it out now. Probably in good bite-sized cubes. About like that. Maybe that's almost an inch. 1/4 inch. And the goal here is to have a healthy sauteed spinach with onions, a little bit of garlic, and almost runny what do you call them? Soft-boiled eggs. I have never had this before. I think I might even put an avocado on there. I'm trying to be healthy and lose weight. And so we're going to see how this tastes. I'm sure it'll be quite scrumptious with my caramelized onions. Anything is good with onions. We're going to stir them up a little bit. I'm going to have to turn that down. I just about got it too hot. Turn it down a drop. That's about all I want on those. I'm going to turn it off. Now that that's boiling, I'm going to put my eggs in here as well. And I've lost the handle on my lid, so I'm going to use my cup towel here and get these going. 1, 2, that's hot. Great. 4, 5, 6, they're all going to 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Don't always save the cartons for recycling. We're going to get some fresh eggs in those. Now I'm going to put the lid back on that and set the timer. It's 7:28, and I do not know. You do about 9 or 10 minutes for a hard-boiled egg. I think I want to do about 4 minutes. Let's do that. Timer, 4 minutes. See how that works. It probably should be 5 or 6, but we'll take one out and check on it. Now I've got my onions getting saucy here. I'm going to heat these turkey. You can see that, just kind of in bite-sized pieces here. Kind of heat that up in my pan that I've already turned off in my skillet here. I just want to heat them up though. I don't want to cook them, but they're already cooked. And I certainly don't want to dry it out any more than it will be. Just put the onions on top so they stop cooking. I love this skillet. And they say, don't put metal on skillets, but I do. That's what I use. And it works great. And I've had this skillet a long time. So, I don't know who says it, but when they say it, I guess they got their own method. I'm sure I've got a pan, a skillet that I only cook eggs in. That's going to boil over. And we don't want that. Just take the lid off. I don't want it to boil over. Now, I'm going to wash this real quick. I'm trying to wash when I go because my kitchen's teeny small, so I don't have room for all that. It's going to still boil over. Take that off. I've never done this. We may have ruined them all by poking that little hole in them. We'll see. I like to experiment. I don't ever follow recipes. I'm going to stir them around a little bit. I do not know. All that froth is coming up. Some of these are floaters because I poked too big of a hole. So we may not have any egg at all. About 1 minute and 40 seconds left to go. Let's get that washed too while we're at it. Don't need the knife again. There we go. Now it's boiling pretty good. So we got about when I put them all in there, cooled the water down to where it wasn't boiling. And but it started simmering back up in just, 30 seconds or so. But it really took this last 3 minutes to get boiling again. And so really it's going to be, I hope, running. I feel like it's already overcooked. I'm going to actually pull them off of there. I have a bowl here. Turn it off. Turn it off. Turn it off. Two-dolly-two. Two-dolly-two. Look how this works. This may be a disaster. I can already see yolk coming out of it. So my holes are probably too big. I hope they don't blow up. What a mess. What a ginormous mess. There's my timer. Excuse me. Let's put that back there. And I'm going to run cold water on these so they'll stop cooking. And then we'll peel them and see what kind of mess we got. And put you on pause here a minute. Okay, I have sauteed my my onion. It's just a regular sweet onion. That's all I really like. I will eat a hot onion, but I prefer sweet onions. So, lots of people would prefer the hot. I'm going to put these in here because this is going to be my bowl when I get done with the spinach. I'm going to stick it in this large pot here. Get those picked out. Try to save as much of the oil in there. It's just olive oil. And put the lid on it so it'll kind of stay warm. I've got it on this eye that I was boiling the eggs on. So it's going to be warm already. Get that going here. Put it back on. I'm just going to put it on low, medium, which is 4 to 6 if you've got 1 to 10 on your thing. I'm going to put the lid on that. And I'm going to get my oil back out here. Put a little more olive oil in here. I need to put it on 5 or 6. That's what I said, isn't it? And while those are sauteing, the sausage is sauteing, I'm gonna little spinach is sauteing. I'm going to all that'll cook down to almost 1 serving. It's crazy how much. And I think what I'm going to do is saute most of it, but some of it, just to have a variety of texture, some of it I'm going to put in there raw. Just got a little more, body to it when you leave it raw. Just don't want all raw. Let that go to saute in here. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to see how these eggs turned out. Let's see how easy these are to peel. Get me a paper towel here. It's not peeling very easy. I didn't really get under that membrane is the problem. If you get under the membrane, you're home. There it is. Oh, it's coming. I don't know that it's any easier, to be honest. don't know where I got these eggs. I think I got them at the hippie store. I can't remember the name of it. Nature's something or other. But I just washed all the yolk out of it. I didn't mean to do that. That's alright. We'll keep it too. I want the whites as well. I think that'll go down the damn drain. I don't know why you're rinsing it out. You're going to have to keep going here. Let's stir these up a little bit. Turn it down to 4 now. These skillets, if you don't cook in a cast iron skillet, radiate the heat, and you can get it on medium heat, and it'll get too hot when you turn it down, and it'll still keep cooking it at medium heat. But see how that's all cooking down to almost nothing. It's hard to believe I'll have more turkey and onions than I will have spinach. I'm going to cut you off for a minute here while this is cooking. Well, the boiled eggs did not turn out. The soft boiled eggs did not turn out. Poking the hole in there basically ruined the runny yolk that I was going after. So I'm going to just over easy a couple of eggs and put them over there and then break them and let the yolks run. So I'm also going to slice up some avocados and get them going here. So I'm just going to put just a spot of garlic. You put it in at the very end because it'll burn, and you want it to. I pre-dice some. I had bought some, and then I diced my own. So just put a handful. But that heat activates the flavors. I know that looks like a lot, but not compared to the rest of the deal. I'm turning that off and just really heating the garlic up. That's it. So I'm just taking the water off of it too. And I'm going to get that going here. Get that in my pot. And when I do my over easies, just like I said, I have a skillet, a non-stick skillet that I cook nothing but eggs in. Don't cook anything else in it. So it's always going to keep well, not always, but it'll keep it a lot longer than the non-stick. It's one of them copper coated whatever. It's not really copper, it's just another non-stick that's probably going to give me cancer one day, but it's the latest craze. Everybody's buying them and has been, and it works really great. Get that out of there. Alright. Do my eggs in this, it'll stick, and then everything will stick, so I'm not going to use that one. I'm going to use my little egg skillet here. I'll turn that off. I'm going to go ahead and put a little oil and let it be. And I should do that. Somebody told me you could fry eggs in water. But that's just a tablespoon or two. But I haven't tried it yet since I've heard that. It was my brother-in-law told me that he saw that, and he's tried it, and it works just as good without all the oil. If you're trying to cut down on your bad fats or whatever you call oil. I know olive oil, and some of them have good oils in them. That's what I usually use, but I think what I keep saying is olive oil. This is canola oil or peanut oil or something. I don't remember. But anyway, it's got a real high smoke point or burn point or whatever, so I love it. But anyway, better than bacon or bacon grease or butter. I don't know why I turned you off. Anyway, I've got just a couple of tablespoons of good cooking oil. We'll call it canola oil, I think is what it is. I didn't have the stove on, but I had the eye on before while I was cooking my onions. And so I'm just letting it heat up from the residual heat from the eye. And then, because eggs don't require a whole lot, especially when I'm doing it over easy, I don't want a lot of heat on them anyway. So I'm just going to let that kind of warm the pan while I slice up these overly ripe avocados. They'll still be good. They may not be pretty, but they were real cheap. They were on sale, and they were overly ripe when I got them, and they've been in the refrigerator for, oh gosh, several days. Anyway, so they're going to be really, really good. And I can't remember how I do that. If I slice it first, when they're this ripe, get me a spoon. And they're this ripe, they just fall apart. So I really just wanted a couple of slices. I may not do all three of these. I usually use a tablespoon, but that's working pretty good. Get that eye off of there and all that. Save that seed and plant it. Grow you an avocado tree. I think you got to probably bring it in if you live in the north. I'm just going to slice up a couple of these, and I'm going to go ahead and put them in here so they're getting warm. All that is, I don't have it turned on. I just have it on an eye that I was using for the eggs that went bust. So it's still steaming and warm and whatever, but warm avocado would gonna be real good. I've had a turkey bacon melt, and that avocado on that toasted bun, it's really ripe. It's exquisite. I mean, it's so good, warmed up. And as mushy as it are, it's probably gonna just turn to soup. I don't know, but that's all right. It's still good. It's not bad. Some people just use the finest and freshest ingredients, and we live in a rural community where that's not really an option. You can't run to town every time you want a fresh vegetable, so a lot of times it's canned or frozen, and I prefer fresh. So I have big aspirations when I come home with all those fresh vegetables, and then they go bad or get overly ripe when I'll wait and do all these at the same time here. Do this one too real quick. Anyway, I'll just slice the avocado all the way around, and you can twist it and get the pit out of there. Some people do this trick like that. You usually don't have to. But they're fine. It's got a little bit of oxidation to it, but it's not bad. It's just discolored in some areas when it's got too much overly ripe. Get out of there. Get on out of there. Get on out of there. There's always this little stem out the end. It's not fun to bite into if you're not careful to get it. I'll slice these up. See how ripe that is? Ooh, woo. And put that lid over there. I'm gonna fix my handle one of these days. But it's gonna require its, I forgot what you call it, riveted. And so I don't have a riveter, but I think I can get a hammer and smash that and get it riveted out again. But you got to be careful not to smash your glass top. And so that's why I've hesitated to do it. I'll do it with some supervision. Somebody will help me. Put that over here. Rinse that off. These eggs were farm fresh eggs. And so anytime you're dealing with farm fresh eggs that aren't, store-bought, you've got to it's wise to crack them in a bowl or a mason cup before you put them in your pan. You may ruin your whole dish because you may have a bad egg. You know, when they're store-bought, they go through them and cull those out, but they don't always get caught when you're buying them from somebody's just got chickens in their backyard. So, words of the wise. Crack your eggs in a separate bowl if they're farm fresh or given to you from somebody that's growing in their backyard. And we rinse all this off real quick. It makes it a breeze when you get done eating and you're full and you don't feel like doing a pile of dishes when they're all done. You can just wash your plate and your utensils and then you're done. So I like to try to do it as I go. As I go, and that way it's no big deal. It takes a little longer to cook when you have to do it all at the same time, but that's the way I like to do it. Now, I'm gonna cut this pan on low, like 4. It just says simmer on my stove. And then I'm gonna crack these eggs one at a time in a measuring cup here, so I can make sure that no bad ones get in there. This feels light, so I'm gonna get these that don't feel light. These aren't that old, but get in there. It's gonna be a good egg. Look at them. Oh gosh, the orange. Beautiful orange color. When you got store-bought, they're real pale yellow. And then when you got your farm fresh, I'll get these where you can see them here in just a second. I think I'm gonna do maybe do all of these. What am I doing? I like a lot of eggs. I'm not going to cook them all at the same time because I don't want them all stuck together. But I'm going to go ahead and open them all here. This one feels light and that one really feels light. So I'm going to be real careful. Open it over here first. Yeah, that's okay. Light meaning weighs. It's like there's air in it. Careful. Yeah, it's okay. Okay. So I've used almost 2 dozen eggs today. That's all right. I freed up 2 cartons so I can get me some fresh ones. I'm working on a chicken coop. I'm thinking about working on a chicken coop. Let me rephrase that. I haven't started working on it. I've got one that is kind of a starter. And I'm going to have to wash this good because it's got egg all over it. Now let's see. I'm going to pour these. Can you see how golden orange those are? A store-bought would be, pale yellow. They still taste good at the store, but these taste better. That's just all it is. That's all there is to it. I think I want to just spoon these out one at a time, if I can. I don't think I have a spoon that I want. I don't see a spoon that I want to use. Maybe I can use a ladle and do it that way. Maybe 1 or 2 at a time. I don't need to just do one. And I can turn that up. I don't want it fried. I want it over easy. Let's see if I can turn it up to 5 here. And while that's simmering there, and I already broke the damn yolk on that one. See if I can get some Windex in there. That's always tasty. It's like a natural preservative. It's good for everything. And I'm sure you could squirt a little in there. It wouldn't kill you. It's easier to wipe the stove while it's still warm. Get that grease off of there from the salt, from the spinach. And here's it going. That's about all I wanted. I could have put 2 more in there, I think. That's about all I want to do. I think I can flip those. Yeah, that one was already broken. That's all right. And I'm gonna use this. This is my special skillet. I do not want to use metal on it. Because that Teflon, or whatever you call that copper coating, will it will screw that up right away. That's about all I want to do with those. I want y'all to see this before I ruin it with the eggs. Get in here and look at that. Don't that look delicious? Let's do a little stir here so you can see it. Doesn't that look good? You can't see. I haven't figured this camera out. Golly, that's going to be good. And that smoked turkey and that garlic smells, and those caramelized or sauteed onions smell delightful. Golly. Let's put you back up here. I've got you on the refrigerator, and I'm hoping you're not going to fall off into the thing. Now, I'm going to scoop these out with this slide spoon. Oh, I don't pour all the damn grease in there. See, it's metal. I shouldn't do that. I'm not going to do that. Let's get this one. Here we go. Here's a little plastic, rubber, silicone. And those I just overcooked because I was yammering and not paying attention. So we're going to not do that on these. I'm probably going to get 3 in there this time, because maybe 4. How about that? I've got it on 6, and that's probably too high. But I've got it on the small eye, not the big one. That seems to cook a little slower too. Maybe put just a touch of salt on these, and a touch of pepper, like that. I'm going to do it while I put them in here, and that way I don't get salt. I should have flipped them. I should have flipped them before I separated them. Now I can't flip it without them flip-flopping all over the place, but that's all right. I'll just hand flip them. I've got a, I don't know what you call this spatula, but look, it does this. It's for sunny side eggs, I'm sure. That's what I use it for. And then you can see if you can see what I'm doing here. Slide up underneath one, squeeze it. Well, I may flip them all at the same time anyway. Look at that. It just needs a second on the other side. You cook eggs, if you're going to do over easy, what, maybe 70, 80% on one side. You can't get that flipped over there. You're being difficult, aren't you? And then you just flip them over. Really, you're just getting the white part cooked on the other side, and that don't take but a half a second. So that's good right there. Lordy be. I wish I had my handle on my lid so I could do that, but I can't. I've got 3 spatulas here. I probably just needed the one. We're going to plop those in there. They're good and warm. I probably didn't need that many. That would have been plenty, whatever that is. But I got 3 more, and one of them's already busted. Lordy, Richard, get it together. That's good. Just pour them out like that. It's got a lot more whites in it, because get that a cracking. Get these a going. A little bit of salt. I'm using pink Himalayan salt. That's probably not the best finisher because you get a little grit. It's great for cooking and baking, and it is good for other things too. But I don't always like to get a big crunch of salt, you know. It's good for some dishes, but not something like this might be a little bit surprising when you get that. But whatever, it's what I got. I don't use that table salt or whatever. I don't even own any, I don't believe. Get that to come off. See if we can flip this without tearing it all to hell. Not quite ready to flip. 2 of them have already broke, so I might as well flip it. It don't matter, you know. To dolly do, tilly doody dolly dip doody day. Princess, see if I can overcook that at the same time. Doody doo, doody doo. This looks like hand soap, but it's really dishwashing soap that I put in a. It's so much more convenient. And then I just wash my hands with dishwashing soap. Easy peasy. Like that real good. That's good hot water. And I'll kill them raw eggs. Over here. Rinse that out one more time. I bet I rinse this sink out 800 times a day. Anyway, that's way overdone. Flip that over here in case I F it up. There. I'm going to put just a snoot more oil in there, even though it's non-stick. I'll just keep it from not wanting to unfold here. Get those separated. I busted the one egg that wasn't busted. I've already busted it. And I think that's done. That is D-U-N-E. It's D-O-N-E, but I can call it D-U-N-E. There you go. That's good. Okay. Get the egg part out of there, and you can keep that for next time. Don't have to wash it every time if it's clean. See, that's clean. I've got just a little bit of egg here. I don't want the egg in there. That might not be good for you. All right. And throw that in there. Get me a little touch more salt, just a touch. And a touch more pepper, and we're good. I'm gonna stir it about a little bit. Get on back there. Once you see this, if I can figure out how to do it where you can see. That's about right. Turn that off. It's hard to do when you got one hand. Need a better stand. Anyway, what I want is that yolk to break and almost have a coating of dressing, a yolk dressing. But I don't think I may have overcooked most of them, or setting them in there with that and let the lid back on it. But that is going to be delicious, y'all. Okay, I have plated up my concoction here, my spinach and turkey and egg concoction with avocados, and I'm going to get you to look at it here. I don't know how to switch that. Can you see that? It's going to be good, y'all. Let's have a little bite and see what it tastes like. Get me a fork here. I'm going to get me a little warm avocado and a little bit of egg. Look at that. Don't that look good? Oh my God. Oh my God, that's good. Oh, that's a keeper. I have to write that one down. All right, good night, y'all. God bless. Eat healthy.